Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now I'm joined by Brad D'Orazio, Verona baseball coach. Brad, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the season so far. How is the Verona team doing?
We started off 5-0, got off to a fast start, then we lost a few in a row. Now we're back to 9-6 overall and 6-4 in Big 8 conference play.
Well, with an above 500 record, successful year so far. What are some of the reasons for the team's success?
I would say the biggest reason has been our pitching. We've gotten outstanding pitching and played pretty good defense and come up with some clutch hits when we needed to. In the games we've lost, we haven't hit quite as well, so we're continuing to work on that.
You mentioned your pitching and some big hits coming up at vital times. Who are some of your biggest contributors at Verona this year?
On the mound, Keaton Knippel's a junior. He's a Gonzaga recruit, and he's been fantastic for us. Jake Tolman is a senior right-hander that's also been throwing very well. And Ben Rortvedt is a catcher. He's an Arkansas recruit. He's a junior as well, and he's really been leading the offense for us.
Fantastic. A lot of big schools named there for your kids. Last year, you guys lost in the sectional finals. Did that have a positive effect on your team going into this year, make the kids want to work a little bit harder, or how did that whole thing play out?
I think it did. We were very close to making it to the state tournament, and I think it really helped the guys in the offseason, give them a lot of motivation to keep working hard and to know that they can get there, and now they've got to take the next step.
With that, when you're putting everything together and obviously consoling the kids after the loss and wanting them to be prepared for this year, what about the rest of your coaching staff? What is some input they put in? How do they help you out to do your job better as the Verona coach?
We met this offseason and spent more time preparing than we have in the past and really tried to come up with a game plan from start to finish. And I owe a lot of credit to all my assistant coaches. Brad Crandall, Tony Bertucci, Justin Scanlon, and Alex Sheeky have done an outstanding job with this year's team. And I don't think we'd be doing as well if it weren't for all their efforts.
Fantastic. And you mentioned you had several players that are already being looked at from some bigger schools. Can you give us maybe some more or just recap some of the players' plans for next season after this year concludes?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Jake Tolman, who I'd mentioned earlier, who's throwing real well for us on the mound, is going to play basketball at Loras College. So we've got some multiple sport athletes that have been helping us out. Connor Volker's a senior, and he's been doing very well for us on the mound and in the field. And we've gotten great contributions from David Rogowski at shortstop. Stephen Lund's a freshman that's had a big impact on our team as well. Sam Favor's been in center field. Brody Rohrig is a state champion hockey player that's been manning first base for us. And we've gotten contributions from everyone up and down the lineup.
Fantastic. And very quickly, I understand you had a couple big D1 recruits. Can you go over those in the past?
Yeah, absolutely. In the past, we've had some guys that have played Division I. One of our coaches, Justin Scanlon, that's on staff now, graduated in 2008, played 2 years at Michigan State. And one of our former players is a senior this year at Northern Illinois University named Ben Newman, and he's the ace of that staff.
Fantastic. Brad, thank you very much for joining us here today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Brad D'Orazio, Verona baseball coach. We'll be right back with more of the sports news after this.